We are live on
it.
Facebook. We love it. You know, you've noticed during turkey season we did a lot of live events. And through the summer we've not gone live as much because we feel like when we press that live button we want to make sure that there's some information there, something that everybody's going to be interested in. And we were talking about it today, and Dan Drake with Scent Crushers in, and we just been talking about ozone. And we were like, wouldn't this be cool? Because we've had a million questions for Dan, because we've been using ozonics in the field for quite some time, love them, have had excellent success, and we're taking that to the next level. We want to take it to the higher level, and we've actually hooked up with Scent Crusher here as a partner. And we've been drilling him with questions about how all of his stuff works and everything, and we were like, wouldn't this be cool if we went live on Facebook and opened up not only our questions, but everyone else's questions to live?
Yeah, because I think the biggest question that I usually see on social media or emails I get is it real? Does it work? You know, and I think there's a lot of misconception as to what it is. What is ozone? I was trying to explain it to my wife the other day. I was like, you know what? I should just put you on the phone with the guy that does it. So we're putting you on the phone with the guy that does it. So that's kind of what today's about.
Big time. It's kind of like we're freaks about scent control. You see us in our blinds. You see us in scent-proof blinds we try to do when we're in trees. We got the ozone on us. And like I said, this is the next level. So Dan, just take us through just Ozone 101 very quickly.
Well, ozone has been around for 100 years. Today it's being used institutionally. You see it used in hospitals to kill all the bacteria, keep the hospital rooms clean. You see it being used in meatpacking plants, across the meats, kill all the bacteria before they send it out. You see it in bottled water, but not very many people use it in a residential or kind of a consumer environment. And we started working with ozone about 4 or 5 years ago. We knew that there was a lot of bacteria in football fields, and the byproduct of ozone, which is O3, is oxygen. So it's completely safe and just goes back to oxygen when it's done. So we worked with NASA and developed a sprayer for turf fields, for athletic fields, to spray the fields, and it totally destroys all the bacteria and then cleans the fields.
So you're doing that for health purposes
yes.
then?
Absolutely.
That's actually a big problem. That was a big problem in the sports industry, correct? Like people were getting
staph infections.
Staph infections. And as we worked with our guys, we learned, oh my gosh, the killing power for bacteria is unbelievable. Well, the root of all smell is bacteria. So we hired a bunch of NASA scientists who'd worked on the International Space Station in the 80s to create the water system. So that byproduct had to be naturally, had to be oxygen. There couldn't be anything in there. Had to be totally effective. And we started to work through it. And if you take ozone and keep it in a container, we know that we can kill bacteria pretty much 100%.
So then when you kill the bacteria, you kill the scent. Because in the field, we're trying to eliminate it at the source, which is coming off of us all the time. But if we take that extra step and every night get rid of the boots, the hunting pack, the camera bag, everything that gets stinky throughout the season, and cleanse them each and every night, I mean, in theory, we should be taking it to the next level and really reducing it.
Absolutely, and lots of times people don't know if it's working or not.
Yeah.
So you can take our system. Like the very first test we ever did was my wife took my daughter's stinky boots. She has these Ugg boots she doesn't wear socks in, and they are horrendous. And we stuck them in the bag, and 15 minutes later, it's totally clean. And I think maybe even one time I took a shirt that we had skunk and showed it to you guys and let you smell it, and put it in the bag. 30 minutes, it's totally perfect.
I have a question on the technology side. How did you have it tested, or what do you have at independent labs, or how do you know that the claims that you're making, the almost 100% of the time that it is doing what you're saying it's doing?
Well, it's twofold. On the sports side, we went through and we did all the independent testing to show it will kill 99.99% of the bacteria, and through that, I think the other way people know is they take the stinkiest thing they own. They take their kid's football helmet, they take their shoes, they put it in their stinky car, and they know in 30 minutes, oh my gosh, this really works. It's not a gimmick. This will kill bacteria and smell in a heartbeat. And what that means for you in the field is just stunning. You can go eat a cheeseburger now when you get out of the stand in your camo, throw it in the bag on the way to the stand next time, and you're done.
And what I noticed with deer is you think, well, is it eliminating all odor? Yes, it's eliminating bacteria and it's eliminating odor, but it has an odor to itself. Mm-hmm. They smell it, but they don't associate it with predation. Therefore, they don't react to it. That's what I notice in the field. I have excellent luck when I'm running the infield units. on high pressure days, incredible luck. Low pressure, I don't have as much luck, but I still have luck. But when that pressure's 30 and above and I'm running my Ozone, I fool 90% of the deer.
And, you know, the reason that the deer aren't bothered by it is because ozone is created naturally in the environment. So in an electrical storm, the lightning hits and it explodes the O2 molecules, the oxygen molecules. They have single molecules that run around. It makes O3. That's the ozone. It will kill all the bacteria and then go back to oxygen. So that's the smell of fresh rain afterwards. So that's why deer aren't bothered by it, because they're used to having it naturally occur in the environment.
Are there any good questions coming through at all, Chase or Lauren?
There is. I'm actually going to combine a few of the questions, and one of the questions is on cost. To get into a system like this, there's a lot of comments like, how expensive is it? So
I saw one that said 500, no chance.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, why
So,
is it?
You know, so some of the other systems on the market are a lot more expensive. We wanted to develop a system that was complete across a whole bunch of different places, but was affordable for the hunter. So a place that nobody ever cleans is their car. We have the Ozone Go unit for the car. That starts at $49, to the bag that you can throw all your stuff in, that's $200, to a giant tote that's $300, or the closet we have here behind us, which is $300. It comes complete with everything you would need. The ozone generator, there's no maintenance that's involved with it, no filters. Once you buy it,
You're done.
all
You've
done.
got one,
Yeah.
right?
Buddy Hyde asks about health risks. He had read an article, and there was some concerns about health risks with ozone.
Sure.
Could you address that?
Yep. So very, very high levels of ozones can cause somebody their eyes to water or nose to water, and you would smell it. What we have done, which is proprietary to the technology and the patents, is we have lined all of our bags and closets with a proprietary lining, so it doesn't leak ozone. So it's completely safe to have in the back of your car while you're running and headed to the stand.
Let me ask you this. Once it's in there, say I took my entire hunting outfit, put it in there, 30 minutes I think if the system runs,
Yeah.
you've cleaned it, got rid of all the bacteria, I go put it on the next day, the ozone's gone, right? Because it's a gas.
That's right.
It just simply cleans it. You're no longer putting it on your body per se then at that point.
No.
No.
What I realized with using it and testing it is that the smell will linger past one time hunting with it. I mean, it may not be fully killing all that bacteria, but it will smell that ozone smell for a little bit, couple days even past that. I mean, all of my hunting gear smells like ozone right now.
How long is it good for, do you think, in your, like, one hunt, a week?
You know, as easy as it is, you run it every time you go out.
I
mean,
did.
yeah.
Yeah.
As soon as I take my clothes off and I put them in the bag or the closet, I hit it, or if I'm headed to the stand.
It became my duffel bag.
It's your new washing machine
It
with
is.
ozone,
I
basically.
didn't wash my stuff but twice last year because of this.
You do not need to
Not much
wash
blood
your
on it.
stuff
No blood on it.
unless you're getting blood or mud on it. You know,
Yeah.
it's really easy.
I didn't have that problem.
Yeah. You're good hunters. You get a lot of blood on it. Right. Yeah.
Michael Heck asks a great question here. He says, how often do you recommend cycling your clothes while you're storing them in the off season?
It kills all the bacteria that sits there. So assuming they're not in a damp and musty place, if you run them before you head out, you're good.
You're good. So one time, basically,
One
is the
time.
answer to that.
I got a good question from Patrick Clark. He says, by theory, shouldn't you rotate your gear in the tub or bag? Because I thought ozone was heavy. If that was the case, it only cover one side, if I'm correct.
So ideally, the bag isn't stuffed all the way and busting out, but you can fill the bag up. And the great thing about ozone is it's a gas, and gas fills the volume of a container. So it will permeate all of that stuff. And we've designed the generators to be the right intensity and the right timings to make sure that you get that full cycle of the gas.
It's because
filling the container.
it's got a tube that comes out of the actual generator into the bag, correct?
That's right.
Yeah, so what I was doing, I don't know if this is right or wrong, but I would set the tube on top of the middle section of my bag and let it go,
It
thinking
doesn't
it would
matter.
go down.
But if it made you
doesn't
feel
matter.
better, you could,
Rotate
circulate
it.
it or whatever.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
one of the things that I'm intrigued by, I'm sorry, go ahead, Chase.
No, we're going to stay on that for just a second, Mark, because Coyle asks, does it hurt your clothes?
It does not hurt your clothes. We've tested it for almost 1,000 hours, and we've had no issues. And
What
have the
about
system
rubber?
up
I've
and going.
always heard that rubber.
So natural rubber in really high intensity of ozone can break down a little bit, and all the testing we've done, we've used elastic shirts, coats, all that stuff, and had no issues. Yeah, and I think that comes to how we've sized our generators. the length of time you run it. You know, the people I've talked to, if you run it, you know, they had bigger generators that were way too big or something on natural rubber. So we don't have those issues.
Patrick Allard says, has anyone seen the difference in deer and bear? I've heard great success with whitetails. Bear have had some concerns. Have you guys tested it to that level where?
We've had some guys use it with bear, but I guess it's tough to have scientific results of whether.
I don't bear hunt, and I don't know how bear olfactory senses compare to whitetail. I don't know. I know one thing. I've fooled coyotes with it, and if you can fool those little suckers, to me that's one of the best noses in the woods. Them and a whitetail deer.
So I'm seeing a ton of questions about the difference between the two major players out there. Can you explain a little bit of what is the difference between
us
what you do
and Ozonics? And Ozonics has done a great job. They have an infield system that goes in a tree. When we went to design our system, we wanted a system that was multiple pieces that a person could use all the way around, and we knew that if we put ozone in a container, then it would kill the bacteria and the smell 100%. Whereas in a tree, you may have some wind and some different effects. We wanted to make sure that our system was 100% foolproof for taking care of that smell.
Well, I think Mark can attest to this. What we feel like is it completes our ozone system.
Absolutely.
You know, before we go into the tree and in the tree and after the tree.
Yeah, like I'm a huge believer in the infield ozonics because I've had such good use to it, and I'm like, by doing this and cleaning it and getting rid of all the bacteria, because camera bags, bows, sweat, you know, gloves, hats, you know, I want to cleanse all that stuff, you know, and I'm fanatical about it. I spray down, shower 2 times a day, whatever it takes, you know, scent free. And the other thing I like about them, they've got the ozone that goes into your washing machine so that you're actually treating the water. So I want no bacteria, no scent whatsoever, and they're still going to smell you. It's not going to be foolproof, but I want to fool as many deer as I possibly can.
And we've designed the system so that, you know, depending on how fanatical you want to be, you can start with the washing machine ozone device and go to the car unit and have the multiple bags and have the closet, have the unit, you know, for your boots and your shoes that blow ozone into that and all the sink. And
don't you guys make a unit as well that you can attach to the actual faucet for your, you know,
like a shower?
The venison.
Yes, for venison. So when you clean the meat, and it's again kind of akin to what Tyson's meat does, which is spray all their meat with ozone before it goes out. So we have a faucet device that you can do that with.
Andrew Clausen asks how difficult it is to travel with this if I'm flying and I want to bring my ozone unit with me.
Right, so all the bags and everything are TSA approved. The easiest thing for you to do is just to take the generator off the outside of the bag and put it on the inside. So it's the same as a laptop would be. You know, they haven't ever made me actually take mine out, but you know, you may have to take it out and put it through just like you would your laptop.
If you could only afford one unit, which would be the best purchase? And this says hashtag hunters on a budget. That's from Dustin.
Well, I will tell you the thing that I think has sold the best is the car unit, because it's $50. No one has ever found a way to clean their car. It's always the last place you work. So if I was going to start with one unit, that's probably where I'd start.
So how does that help the hunter, though? You just plug it in your car, put all your gear in there, and make that your closet, if you will? Or,
well,
I mean,
so
if you're a hunter,
let's vacuum it in.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a hunter, which one would you?
And if you want to make sure that you get all your clothes and stuff, depending on your budget, you'd start with the bag, which is what you can plug in your back seat and call it good, or the closet unit, which for the volume of the size, I think is incredible.
So a couple $100 for the bag.
Yeah.
I want to address something. Brandon Stansberry says, I've killed a lot of deer without it, with 4 or 5 exclamation points. Obviously, you know, this is something pretty new to the industry. You can kill deer without having those. We're trying, and what we do, to get every edge and on our side, every advantage that we can. And this is something that we see as one more advantage.
Yeah.
You know, plain and simple.
It's just technology. So it's NASA technology that we brought to today. Just like, you know, you're using compound bows today and you didn't used to, or you're using cameras, this is just another step to try and make sure.
To his point, you still want to hunt with the wind correct and everything else, but you're going to have deer get downwind of you, you're going to spook deer on the way into your stand, those types of things. But if you can minimize your scent and not affect those deer with human scent, you're going to make yourself have an easier path in front of you. You know, but the more deer you spook and the more that smell you, the tougher those deer become to hunt.
Mikey Comp asks, should he be worried about how much ozone they breathe in? or the potential of breathing in and the danger of that.
Meaning inside like an enclosed blind or something
In a
like that.
human, yes.
Right. So all of our units, as I kind of mentioned before, is they're all proprietary line, and we don't leak ozone levels above the safe way. Now, if you were to leave your bag unzipped in the back seat, you know, and you would smell the ozone, you would smell it. Your eyes would water. You roll down the window, you know, zip your bag back up, you'd be just fine. So,
Like, you don't want to put this car unit in your car while you're driving to your spot, right? I mean, you don't want to do that.
we don't suggest that you do, although we designed it so that it is at the very lowest. It bumps right up against those levels for super long-term exposure, but we cycle it every 30 minutes. So even the car unit
It's going to turn
is
off.
safe. It shuts off.
I would answer his question from like an infield unit, say from like Ozonics. I always have them outside the blind. I don't put them inside the blind. I want them outside and air flowing away.
Dave Murphy asks a great question. Where is it sold?
Where is it sold? So you can buy the units pretty much everywhere now. Scent Crushers everywhere. We're in Cabela's, Bass Pro, Gander Mountain, Dunham's, Dick's, Field and Stream. We just partnered with Rule King, Blaine's, and Tractor Supply. A few stores will have it. So we'll be in, I think we're in over almost 1,500 stores this year.
Wow, that's awesome. Really good. And this is your second year?
This is our second
year.
Yeah.
Awesome. One of the stories you told earlier that was really amazing to me is how hockey rinks use this technology. You know, nothing stinks worse than hockey or football gear, you know. And they've actually got these big ozone machines where you can throw it in there and clean your stuff, and out you go.
So hockey moms have been using it for years because hockey is the worst stuff. They sweat, they stink. And in Canada and the northern U.S., they charge like $50 a time. You throw all your hockey stuff in the ozone machine, and it cleans it. So you can actually do that with our bag. So this isn't just a hunting bag for 60 days a year. You can throw your kid's football helmet in there, your stinky work gloves, your workout stuff, your shoes, everything can be put in the bag.
I don't want to put you on the spot, but I'm going to put you on the spot. Could we do some sort of giveaway, give a full assortment of this product to the best question that Chase back there can pick out? Would you be up for that?
Sure.
What's he going to say?
Well, am I going to say no? Right?
I don't think so.
Well, maybe just an ozone gun. No, we'd love to give a full assortment of stuff out.
Chase, pick a good question out. One that, I mean, that is a technical question.
Not somebody you know that's feeding through it.
Yeah.
Well, I have to make a quick mention
one from
before the
Keegan
question. Yeah.
Your son.
All of a sudden, my son's on there. No, I have to make a quick mention and said it must be a great product to receive ATA Product of the Year. So somebody out there had recognized that.
Right. We've been, we're very fortunate. We were number one new product at ATA, and have been very fortunate to team with just some great partners. You guys, we're
That's
so
cool.
excited about it this year.
Yeah, we're excited too. I'm excited to kill more deer, eat more venison.
Yeah.
Somebody asked something about the skin.
Yeah. Adam Gibson. Does the ozone pull the so-called bad enzymes off the skin while wearing clothes that have been treated? Residual ozone.
Residual ozone may help attack part of that, but you need to take a shower and do all those things that you would do, and not sweat a ton as you're walking into the stand and all the things you would normally do.
Are you going to do the shower head, or
Are you going to tell the world about all next year's products?
Yeah, I want one.
We have talked about doing an ozone shower head.
I want it so bad.
Because it would be great.
Here's
another step.
A great question from Isaac. Isaac Nathaniel says, has there been a comparison with the spray products versus ozone products, and which one works better?
I'm sorry,
Spray products versus ozone
products.
Yep. In combo, one better than the other? Do you need both?
I think you should, again, you do everything you can do.
Agreed.
But if your clothes aren't perfectly scent-free and free of bacteria and smell, then you're just trying to cover it up, with the spray, I think.
How long will a unit last? Is there a warranty? Is there?
So we've got a 2-year warranty on the unit, but we've tested them to like 20-year kind of lives. Yeah.
Ooh, nice.
So they'll work, and again, there's no filters to change. There's some older generation ozone units would use different parts. There's nothing to change. It's all self-contained and ready to go.
All right, I think we may have a winner here. Are we ready for a winner? This is a great question. Nick Brooks says, I like the idea of multi-purpose uses. Does the leftover bacteria, etc., from previously cleaned items linger? In other words, could I safely clean my boxing gloves and then my camo? Which, if he's a boxer, I'm
That's
slightly worried,
perfect.
so I thought that would be a great question
That's pretty.
and keep me safe.
That's a very good question. Yeah.
So the great thing about ozone is it breaks down back into oxygen, in like 30 minutes. The half-life is 20 minutes. So yeah, it's completely safe to go ahead and put your boxing gloves in there, pull them out. 20 minutes later, throw your other stuff in.
So
You're all set to
just
go.
wait a little bit, Nick, and sounds like you're going to be able to clean them both because Chase picked that as the question. Nice job, Nick. Congratulations.
So, if with the technology and everything, is there something more exciting in the hunting industry than this right now? Realistically, I mean, we see everything come through.
Just because it's so new and it's so techy. I mean, this intrigues me a lot, It intrigues me a great deal of what we can do and how many noses we can fool with it. We probably ought to show a product or two, just so they understand exactly what's going on. We had the luxury of seeing it already, but I'll let Dan take over.
So this is the hunting closet. So as I talked about before, this model is $300, and you can put all your stuff in it. Right down to all your shoes, your gear, all your releases, your bow, your camera equipment, all the things you might want. You just zip it back up, turn on the unit, set it for 30 minutes, and then zip it back up. And you're all ready to go. So this is a super popular item. Again, it's just set the timer there for 30 minutes and let it run. And that timer and unit is similar to the one we use in the bag too. They all come with a car 12-volt adapter, so you can run the bag or the tote in the back of your car. So this is brand new for this year. This is the Ozone Tote. So this is a 50-gallon tote that you can put everything in. So everybody uses their stuff right now in a tote to keep it scent-free and safe.
The cable.
And there's the ozone tube that goes in from the unit on the outside.
I have a feeling this or the bag might be.
This is
You
what
can
I'm
see in
most
the-
excited about
Me
for
too.
somebody that hunts out of their truck all the time. Put it in the back, and it's got wheels, it's got a handle,
And that's the great thing about this is you can carry this,
Easily.
full of 100 pounds worth of gear
Yeah.
through the airport or something else that makes it easy for you.
Yeah, I'm excited about this guy.
And then this is the Ozone Go. If you guys haven't already pulled it out of here.
I have not. I got one in my truck.
And that's the one you said's like 50
$50
bucks.
So
or
this is
whatever.
$50. You just plug it right into your car. Runs for 30 minutes. It's all set.
Nice.
Cool. And you got two different size bags, right?
Right, so there's and we didn't pull this out, but this
No.
is like a large duffel bag. Again, it comes with a generator and everything you need to plug into your car.
And this is the big boy.
The big roller bag that you can roll through the airport if you're
Nice.
headed out on your hunts. And
Be using this for Alberta, I bet.
All right, do we have any other questions before we round her out there, Chaser? Now that we showed the product, I didn't know if that spurred any more curiosity.
All right.
Yeah, Cabela says thanks, super educational and great price. A lot of great feedback.
Good.
A lot of great feedback.
Good. And we got a winner. The boxer wins. Chase was scared to death he was going to hunt him down.
I was.
All right. Well, I think to cap it off, we do want to say going into this fall, as the phases start rolling, as everything starts happening, we're going to be going live a lot more.
I'll be going live from Alberta here in about 10 days.
Nice. So you're going to want to stay tuned with the Facebook page, with Twitter, Instagram, everything we're doing, because like Mark said in the beginning, we don't go live just to go live. There's going to be a reason.
There's going to be a reason.
It's going to be good. You won't want to miss it. Be sure to tune back in.
We appreciate everybody. Thank you.
Safe hunting.
Thanks, Dan. Appreciate you guys.
Thanks, buddy.
Thank you.